So again, as our app approaches any significant size, putting all of our Babel in here is going to get a little bit frustrating. So I've done this in a number of videos here, but I'm going to go through this process one more time. I'm going to take this file. I'm going to add a source folder because by default, WebPack will look in the source folder, add an index.js file. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put this code in. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up running WebPack. So right now I actually don't even have a package.json. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do a npm init. Yes. There's a bunch of libraries that I need here, but I'm going to do an npm install of WebPack, WebPack CLI, and this is going to be a save dev. I only need it for the dev environment. I'm going to get this installed. So once this is installed, I'm going to go over to my package.json, and I'm going to have a webpack command. I'm going to get rid of test here for the moment. So I'm going to have a webpack command. This is going to end up running webpack. I want to run it with the watch flag, and I'm going to get rid of that message that tells me that I need to set the mode. And this is going to be development. And I'm going to do npm run webpack. It's going to find the file. It's going to give me an error because it doesn't handle this type of loader. So there's a number of things that I'm going to have to add here. First of all, I'm going to have to touch a webpack config.js. Let's just go into here. And in my webpack config, I'm going to do module exports. And you don't have to necessarily memorize this. You could look this up. But the way that this is done is to set some rules. And the rules are going to be pretty simple here. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to say that the test is if you run into a file that ends in JS, again, if you wanted to have JSX, you might do something different here, meaning a file with the extension of JSX. I'm going to end up excluding the node modules folder, so this goes a little bit faster. And my loader is going to be the Babel loader. So if I went over here and I tried this again, it's going to tell me it can't find the Babel loader. Let me install that. That should also be a save dev. I'll fix that in a second. Let's just show you that real fast. If you end up making that mistake, all you need to do is go over here to your package.json and just move it from dependencies over to dev dependencies. And if I run this again, it's going to tell me that it doesn't know the Babel core. So let's install that. Babel/core. Again, this is going to be a save dev. Run it one more time. We're going to have to do it one more time after that. So now it's at least using Babel, but I still don't have my preset set up. So the last thing that we're going to do here, and again, sometimes people do this in a .babelrc file. I'm just going to put it here. And for Babel, I'm going to say that the presets are basically just a combination of plugins of how Babel is going to transpiling. You want to have Babel do something here. And what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to set the presets, and this is going to be Babel React. So one of the things it does with React is handle the JSX for us. Now if I run this, let's kill this, run this one more time. Run into one different issue here. We don't have Babel preset React, and we can install that. Again, this is going to be another save dev. Now let's run this again. So this works, and actually if we wanted to load up our file and get this to work, what we could do is we could go back to our index.html, get rid of this script tag here, and go up here, and right over here we're going to do a script. We're just going to say it's deferred, and the source, and this is going to go into /, and this is going to be main.js. That's just a default output. That's something you could control. And this works the same way. In fact, if we look at our network, we'll see that we're grabbing, again, we've got these CDNs, we'll take care of them in a second, but we're grabbing our main.js file. One thing you always want to do, if we look at git.status, we don't want our node modules, and we also don't want our dist folder, because that's transpiled code. We could always get that when we end up running npm run webpack. So we're going to echo node modules into a not yet existing git ignore. We're going to also echo dist, and the double greater than signs will put things on the next line, and we'll also echo that into the git ignore. Now if we look at the git.status, we'll see that we don't have our dist folder, we don't have the other stuff, and we could say git.add. So in the end, all we did was spent a bit of time setting up Webpack, and the idea here is to set it up and to sort of show the advantages of actually using the provider after we start separating things out in different files.